What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. So it's a beautiful day down here in South Florida, and
it's a hot one.
It's definitely a hot one. But Kyle, you have some ideas for today's video, so
yeah,
I'll let you describe what we're doing.
We talk about these new ponds so many times, and you know, all our plans. But what we'll do today, guys, is we'll go through the facility here and point out where everyone's going. So first, we'll start with Chubbs. So Chubbs is one of the lucky guys that will be going to the new facility in the 5 ponds. Come on, bud. Come on. Come on, bud. Come on. Come on, bud. Come on. So funny because yesterday we fed him and we threw the rats in with him, but he actually kept coming out even though we threw him and pretty much made it super easy. He wanted to come out, but today he doesn't want to come out. I'll get his little buddy in there.
Yeah, that was growing pretty good.
Yeah.
If you guys can see him. So you got Chubbs right here and you got a little one right there.
So once he gets moved out, then we'll go in the greenhouse and we can show you. So just as a reference, this is Chubbs' enclosure. So when we go in the greenhouse, we'll pick 2 individuals. They'll be lucky enough to live their life out in here. So hopefully you can see her in the back there. That's her little wallow. She is another very lucky individual because she will be going in what we call an extra large enclosure here.
You keep saying lucky individuals. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. All the crocodiles you're showing today are very lucky individuals.
They're all very lucky.
With where they're going. So that's American crocodile, the first female American crocodile. Female American crocodile number 2.
So that's the thing too, is we also fed yesterday, so they're rather chill. So that is the second one that is very lucky. But yes, she will. So reference. Extra large is the ones we've shown, those big 4. They're 60 foot by 52 foot, the crazy ponds and the L shape and the shallow ramp. So that's the extra large, which are these 2 will be going in. Then we have the large that we haven't yet built yet.
Tongue twister.
They are 52 by 35 foot, and we're doing 7 of them. So that is the large enclosure. Then the medium enclosure is the ones you guys have also seen us been building, the shallow sections, all those. And then we're doing small ones in the back. So the small ones are roughly going to be, I think, 30 feet by 20 feet. And then those, the medium ones are 25 feet by 30 feet. And then we have the larges, which are 52 by 35. And then the extra larges that you guys have seen that they're going in. So try to remember that if you can, and we'll go back to that, and I think we'll revisit it because this may be a little bit of a long video just to go through most of the crocodiles here and explain who goes where. So next is Professor Screw-Eye. He is a very popular croc here, and he will be going in one of the 5 ponds as well. So he will be moved out soon. What we'll have to do is build that trough like we're doing with the other guys, get him comfortable to come in there, and you will be transported to a new location.
You think they'll shoot out being fed yesterday?
I don't know. But that's the thing with salties, is they are defensive, very protective of their water. I mean, we're splashing right on him.
Yeah, I can see his face. There you go.
Woo! Look at how he's charging up. What's crazy is you can see the rat floating around in the back.
Yeah, back here, guys.
He's almost showing like he's showing a feeding response, but he's got a really nice belly on him, which I've said it many times before. He's not the best at holding a ton of weight on him, so it's good to see he has a nice full belly. He's actually pretty picky with his diet. Yeah, he looks good. He looks really good, and not too thick. He has a really good body weight to him.
And he's going over to the new property.
Yes, he is going to the new property. We're gonna order all the wood, which will probably be $100,000 in just a couple pieces of lumber anymore. But not really. But lumber is crazy expensive, but we're just gonna build a thing out here and get him used to that because he's pretty good about rushing out. So hopefully, you know, and what's nice is that's where we feed him anyway. So hopefully it's kind of sort of similar. And he'll be apt enough to come in. The best thing too, guys, is we're coming into summer, so everyone is super food motivated. Everyone's super hungry. They're burning that food really quickly. So that'll definitely work in our favor.
And you think you'll have him move this summer?
Yes, I do, for sure. We got to get them over the summer. So, as I was saying with referencing the small, medium, large, extra large, this is actually the size of the large enclosures, roughly. So this is...
The land area or with the water?
The land area. So this is 35 by 50, 50? Yeah, 35 by 50. And those are gonna be 36 by 52. So it's a little bit bigger than this, but that kind of gives you an idea of the large enclosure and animals that will be in there. So Gatorade will be in there. I don't know why I'm blanking, because I'm sure we'll go around and name ones, but that'll be easier. Why don't we just do that? Why don't we just go around?
Well, at least now you have the size.
Exactly. So this is a large enclosure, guys. You can see how big it is. So firstly, these 4 Orinoco's. As you can see, they have absolutely destroyed their enclosure. We've talked about it many times. They are well overdue for an upgrade. Even though this is good, you know, they're happy. It's not like it's a dire situation, but you know, they're good. They got plenty of water, but they destroyed all their land. So what we have to do is give them a new enclosure that has far more land, and not allow them to do this, you know, destroy this. This is exactly why I built all these crazy sheep pile ponds, so this doesn't happen. They essentially take a nice deep ponds, nice land areas, and just mash it all together. And then what do you have? You just have a shallow marsh. So what we'll do is mitigate that with a sheep pile. And where will that be? Lucky for you guys, that is not going to the new facility, so you can actually come and see them. That is actually going right here. So it's going to encompass Gatorade's enclosure and the Saltie enclosure. So we're going to make this whole area for the Orinoco's. And also, they're not the best behaved with each other, as far as just, you know, they thrash very easily with the food. So what we would want to do is spend a lot of time with them training, and have each one have designated areas for feeding, just to mitigate any biting or nipping or whatnot.
And how big of an enclosure is this going to be? Is it going to be the entire, all of Gatorade's and all the Salties?
Roughly, yes. We're going to go wide. We're going to go wider with the Salties, and then come all the way out here. So most likely, guys, this is just the land area alone for the Orinoco's. So what we'll do is just fill Gatorade's pond back in, keep this all land, and then that'll be all the ponds. It'll be multiple ponds. I'll do little streams in between, probably like this, but on a much bigger scale. So,
and with sheep pile?
Actually, no, I didn't have it like that because they made it. So I had 2 ponds here, and that was it. But what I'll probably do here is have 2 ponds and have a stream on either side that connects, and then a nice big visual barrier in the middle. But yes, sheep pile as well. They have designated areas they can come out. So they will go here.
So how big is this enclosure going to be? Like 150 feet?
It's about probably 100, between 100 and 125 feet long, and then 50 feet wide. So it's actually going to be kind of close to the new ponds, you know, because those are 150 foot by 50 foot. So it's actually going to be pretty close. If this is going to be 100, 125 by 50. These 2, I'm sorry to say, guys, these 2 are going to the new facility, as they should be. You know, they're so big. And believe it or not, those 5 ponds that I built is just going to be a temporary enclosure for another enclosure, much bigger enclosure for them. So these guys are going out, and once they go out, Orinoco's are going to come in here after we completely redo this area. So what's next? Gatorade. So Gatorade is going to go in one of the large enclosures. So as you saw with the Nile land area, that is the large enclosure. So Gatorade will be going from here over there to the new area. All right, next up, Joker. Joker's tucked away in the back. As you see, he is quite the digger. Same setup with his enclosure. Nice big deep pond in the middle, but he just completely re-landscaped it. And he will be going in one of the medium enclosures. So in one of those, for the meantime, because obviously he is an alligator, he will get a lot bigger, but that is plenty for him for now.
Because what is he in now? What's this, 25 by 25?
No, he's in 24 by 24.
Okay.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah, you said 25 by 25.
And then
like, no, he's not.
The middles are...
Those are 25 by 30.
Okay, so slightly larger, but better designed to where he can't muck it up at all.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. Maybe it's a little longer, but no, it's probably 25 by 30. So yes, it's only essentially 1 foot wider and 6 foot longer, but look at the pond. You know, you see how deep that pond is. It's really set up for crocodiles. You know, they have that land area that they can lay on the side and then a big land area to the front. So it's just set up so much better. And that's what I love about sheep piles. You can utilize the space so much better than you can just dig in a natural pond. So next up is the Cuban crocodiles. And believe it or not, guys, they're actually staying right here. So what we're gonna do is restructure the area. It's cool to have all these little avenues, and I love how it looks. But again, it's the same issues with what we have with all the other natural ponds. So again, we're making that hybrid between a fully natural pond and a fully artificial pond. And that's the beauty of sheep pile, is we'll do it like this and keep that big tree over there, that willow tree. What is it? The Carolina willow. Yeah. Carolina, or as they call a weed down here in Florida, which I love it. It's a great Florida aquatic tree. But we'll keep that, have the sheep pile underneath, it'll overhang over that. Again, just utilize that space as you saw with Joker and the new ones. You can really utilize all the space better for the crocodiles. So they'll stay here. We'll see who gets along, who doesn't get along. And
what's your idea with this then? Are you going to be leaving like all the chain link? Is
yes. This whole, yeah, because we're building this whole area up because this is a flood area. So what we'll do is we'll build this up so we'll have no more issues with rain or flooding or any of that sort. And obviously pathways for the public. So they'll stay. The hybrids will stay here, but again, completely revamp this. Pull all that junk out there, do a nice pond in the middle.
Here, do you want to open up so they can see?
Yeah.
While you talk. Might as well give them a good view.
So you see all the crud back there, all the old wood, all the old fencing. Take that down, make this super nice, make it out of sheep pile, and again, utilize the space. But they'll stay because they're great, guys. They're perfect for tours. They're super high energy. They're definitely fun to watch. Even though they are hybrids, you know, it's not the best for conservation purposes, for education in that regard, but they're great here. This is their lifelong home now. We didn't produce them, but they're on this earth now, and you know, we're giving them a good home here.
And they're easy to work with too, for like a 9-foot crocodile, so people are gonna get a good show when they come.
Yeah, exactly. All right, again, so we'll keep all these, clean them all up, make them a lot nicer, make them a lot more presentable for the sanctuary. And then this area, this is, actually, we'll probably shift all these Cubans down this way. So all of these enclosures, we'll move them here, and then we'll have a nice big thing in this area.
Nice big thing.
That's all we can say is thing.
It's gonna be cool though.
Yeah, it'll be cool. That's
and
all we can say.
Can we say it's gonna relieve heat?
Relieve heat.
Like it's a nice source to cool down.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Nice
That's one way of putting it, I guess. That certainly is.
Oh, big voice going
What
over.
other outlandish ways can we say it? Oh, now you know where you're going. Now he's like, I'll come.
It's funny how he tries to hide his head but leave his body up.
His whole giant tail showing. All right, guys, so we've seen these. We've seen where they're gonna go. So now let's go in the greenhouse, as those guys need to get the heck out of there. All right, guys, so
Before we get to the greenhouse,
these are my babies. No, there was a shallow section, a land area, and a deep area. Well, now there are 2 shallow sections and a deep area because they have gotten so big they've collapsed this area here and it's sunk in the water a bit. So they are really ready to get out of here. So we were gonna wait for them to put them in an extra large enclosure that, you know, the ones, the 50 foot by 62 foot that you guys, no, sorry, 52 foot by 60 foot that you guys have seen us building. But these guys need to get out, and they don't need a huge enclosure yet. Just something that has a lot more space, and what we'll do is we'll bump them up over into the medium enclosures for probably this year. For this year, let them get out, you know, a lot bigger area to swim around, and then once they get through the winter, then we'll move them. The beauty of a smaller pond too is it's better to keep it warmer for the littler guys. Okay, so let's see how adventurous we get. Now they all got fed, so they should be good. Oh, he's out. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on.
What's in
Just
here?
see his tail there. This is an adult male Osteolaemus. So African dwarf crocodile. He is awesome. So he will most likely be going in one of the small enclosures because this is a small species. Again, what's cool is like I've seen these guys in the wild, and sometimes their ponds or puddles are 5 foot by 5 foot. You know, so it's a very small area.
Looks like we're just gonna open up every cage.
See down there? Over there? That's a Yacari caiman. It's a subadult male Yacari caiman.
We're not gonna be able to take it up there, but
All right, fine.
you can go ahead and talk about it.
So
That's a male
he
Yacari.
will be going in one of the small ones as well. So that is the 30 by 20 roughly.
Yep.
Nope, he's all the way in the bag.
Oh yeah, I see him. He's on the ramp. So there's an American,
American. So we're gonna sex that one and
which is looking like a boy.
look like a boy. That is gonna go in the. That's why I always put my foot there. So that. Remember how all these guys were chill? This is a saltwater crocodile for you guys. You know, that's the funny thing is everyone wants saltwater crocodiles. Why? Why? Look at him there. So he is getting to be a very big boy.
I mean, what? He's like 7 foot.
Oh yeah, every bit of it. And there also is. Well, also is a small female too that we have that will be hopefully accompanying him, and what we'll put them in is a large enclosure. So that's the 52 by 35 because it's a saltwater crocodile. I mean, they're going to get so big so quick. He'll really utilize that space. So we'll get them out and move. This is. Do we see any?
No, they're in the water.
Are they?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, everyone's
hot, except for these guys.
Yeah. So this is Pickle Rick and newly named Vegemite because she is ugly. So that is Vegemite and Pickle Rick, and they're going to be going in Chubb's enclosure. Remember guys, I said I'd mentioned Chubb's enclosure? These two are the lucky winners for hopping in that enclosure. So that is a 100 foot by 50 foot enclosure, and I think they'll definitely really utilize that space. You see a cataphractus, an African slender-sounded crocodile. So that will either go in a small or medium enclosure.
And you have one more of those too.
Yes.
So far.
Yep, correct. That is correct. Chang is hanging over here.
I hear. Oh, there she is.
Where?
Oh, that's him.
Chang, yeah.
I didn't see him.
Wait, what? So it is just about laying time, but she is not showing any aggression to us.
And these are the Chinese alligators.
Yes, these are Chinese alligators. Alright, what do we got here? So we got the brown caiman here. So this is a very small species. I mean, that is a huge male. So he'll definitely be going in, well, I say definitely, then I'm like, wait, so again, it's a toss-up because he's not going to get any bigger than that, but he has a decent size. So most likely he'll go in a medium-sized enclosure. Because we had that small one, and hopefully that small one is a female, because I'd love to pair them off. But it is very small.
Yeah, she's got a lot of growing to do.
Yeah. New Guinea crocodile. So again, smaller, medium, but one way or the other, this one is going out.
And Yacari.
So these are the Yacari caiman, correct. And they're actually going to go in a large enclosure. So that's the 52 by 35.
What is this now?
This one?
Yeah.
Maybe 35 by 35.
Okay, so much bigger.
Yes, so we're adding about 15 feet onto this and having a sheep pile pond, which again really utilizes space. So they can still have this area, like a shallow section like this that they can bask, but you know, not all the way around. So the problem is it just, you know, gets pushed into the pond and gets shallow. So these guys will be going into an enclosure much bigger than this. And then we'll be completely revamping this. Honestly, guys, we still have no idea what we're gonna do with the space between this, and we'll probably clean out all of this here. So this whole area, we're trying to figure out what, you know, it'd be cool to almost have it where it's one giant enclosure and have the ponds or streams run underneath the boardwalk and have like that be the big pond area. Just trying to figure out what.
For like one species?
Yes, yeah, for one species. So it just have like this whole area be this super cool area for something, you know, something super important. You know, almost even like if you can do gharials in here or something like that. You know, have like a big sandbank over here and have it.
Yeah, I mean, you got the space for it, and the greenhouse is like perfect to recreate their natural environment.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope that wasn't the most confusing thing, but you get an idea of who goes where.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check us out on Patreon, links can be down below, and leave a comment, let us know what you thought. But besides that, we'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys.
I'm gonna go in the that's why I always put my foot there.